Okay, so this is part 2 of my Skidoo Skandic 440 rebuild. So I've taken the motor out, and the motor is sitting back here. It's in very decent condition. Gotta clean out everything, but it's got a little bit of a leak coming from the exhaust, I think. We'll see. The crank is in great shape. And I know that this motor runs, so I'm not worried about that. I've taken, so that motor comes from this guy. I've taken the steering steering post out of this one as well, and this is a little bit different. So on this machine, this is from the older machine. I think this is from the 2003. The handlebars are raised. They have a raise in them. The 2005 has straight handlebars, so that's another difference. And to compensate for the straight handlebars on the newer machine, there is a sort of like a spacer here, or a riser. So this one doesn't have a riser. It goes straight from the steering post to the raised handlebars. I'm contemplating and playing with the idea of putting the 2005 riser on the 2002 or 2003 steering post, so I'll have like a double riser, so the handlebars will sit like 4 inches taller or 5 inches taller, but then I'll have to mess with all the cables and stuff. So I've cleaned it out quite a bit in the 2000 and the body one, the one that I'm using. It cleaned up really nice. So did the steering stem. Steering stem is really nice. And now what I'm working on is the posts. So this guy has good front end posts. It has a good system. They sit. The posts are a little bit taller, and there's a longer spring. See if I can find. So this is an old spring. Let's see if I can show you. So the spring on the left is an old spring, and the spring on the right is from the 2005. So I can't use the springs from the old machine. I think I have the springs from the new machine. I have the posts. I have the what are they called? I don't know. The towers. I have the towers. But this post is a post. This post came from this machine. And the problem I have with this post is there's an oopsie on the top. So I don't think I can use this shock. This is really bad. I might be able to rethread those threads, put a smaller nut on it, but there is a bit of an oopsie there. Shock is still good. The post is in really good shape, but all the hardware on the bottom, all of that needs to be changed. It's kind of knackered. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to take the post out of here and verify if the post and the shock are the same as the newer machine. So I had to cut the nut off of this because it was so seized. Like, I guess the plastic had aged so much and rusted, it would not turn. So I had to cut it off, and I was really careful this time not to damage the threads, because that oopsie on the other one, that's me. It looks like the towers these posts, they have the same spacing of the teeth. So that's at least one thing that's the same. So I'm happy about that. But these guys, these steering arms, they are not the same. These ones are flat and horizontal, and they have no drop. But these ones, they have a drop. So the steering arms are not interchangeable. But I can get steering arms fairly easily. I don't think I can get posts very easily. So, and I need new hardware in the bottom. But we'll see if the posts are the same. I'm hoping they are. And then I'll start comparing shocks and posts and use the best ones available. I'm hoping I have, 2 sets to choose from. This is a complete mess, but I'm hoping to have 2 sets to choose from, so that I can just use the best of the options. What else? So I'm just trying to think of any other sort of tips or whatever. But there's quite a bit, Now I'm trying to figure out the front end, to set up the front end on this guy. And once the front end is set up, the skis and the posts and the steering, once that's set up, I'll start moving the wiring over. So the wiring on this one is complete except for the voltage regulator. There's something that happened there. So this is cut, and there was something else cut. Yeah, there's something here. Not sure. So the wiring on this guy is not very complete. And then the same thing on this one. The voltage regulator went to shit on this one, so I did my best to I put in another one. This is another Skidoo one. It's not the same year, but it gave me spark, so that's good. And there was a couple other things that were snipped on this one, so I have to do a whole lot of work to remove the wiring on there, and then put it in here. The handlebars are really nice and complete from the older machine. So, and the grips are in really good shape. They're both in fairly good shape. So I think I'm gonna get lucky with the grips. I think the grips will be fine, but we'll see. I'm gonna get everything in, and then I'll play around with the riser. So it's coming along well, but I haven't really gotten into the bearings and the track and stuff. That's gonna be a whole other chore, because I'm gonna have to take both off, the suspension off of this one and the suspension off of this one, to make a complete suspension. I know that both of them are missing quite a few parts, and the suspension has to come off anyways. So there's that, and I think the this one I took the chain case off of it and the brake and everything because I was just going to turn this one into sort of like a parts machine, but now that it's becoming the machine I'm rebuilding, I have to reassemble the chain case. Now that the chain case on this machine is in a box in storage, and I don't really want to go and dig it out because I have a good chain case right here. So I'm pretty sure this one is ready to go, as it's compatible. So I'm gonna move this chain case over to that machine as well, because I don't want to dig around and then guess on the spacers and stuff, because there's a whole lot of spacers that need to be lined up right, and I when I took the chain case off of that machine, I wasn't paying attention to where the spacers go. I could figure it out, but it's gonna take longer than just to take this one off, boop, and put it on over there. So that's another thing. The this might be a question that people could answer. One thing that I still have to I haven't really attacked yet is this mounting bracket for the secondary clutch. So it's a little wobbly. It's been hit, and I'm thinking once I this is a piece. I'm not sure. I can't remember if this one came from this machine, but if I just compare it, I mean, it looks identical. So I'm thinking once I mount this to here, and if I mount it here, it'll straighten everything out, because the spacing of the secondary the shaft is permanent. Well, it can't be changed. So I think if I just throw that in there with the proper hardware, it'll straighten itself out. That's what I'm hoping for, anyways. So still lots of work. Anyways, it doesn't seem like there's much progress, but this is much cleaner than it was, even though there's a whole lot of stuff in there. And that steering shaft is sitting pretty. Nice. Thanks for watching.